Hey, so I slipped out and got a couple things. I found a clean piece of muslin down in my tailor shop, and I'm just squeezing the last of the oats, honey, and water mixture out of the oats. As you can see, just put it in the muslin. I had no lady stockings with interesting backstories or otherwise. Kind of like a bag pudding, which is another word for haggis. So squeezing all of the goodness out of it. And I still, I think I am going to save a tub of that oatmeal and honey sowen as it is. Because technically this isn't a brose. Brose is heated, oats with boiling water or hot milk. This is a cold process, so technically this is a cloudy. And the oats left behind are sowens. I would say a favorite breakfast of the poor, but a regular breakfast of the Scottish agricultural peasant for a very long time. So yeah, I'm heck with it. I'm gonna keep this stuff. I'm gonna pop it in a container, and for the next few days, I'll be eating this stuff brekkie with a pinch of salt. Incidentally, there's an old pipe tune called, an old Borders pipe tune called Kale and Pudding Porridge and Ale. Kale, of course, the high iron, very nutritious, trendy vegetable that's so popular these days. I never see people eating it. I always see them posting and talking about it because it stays in the field all winter. You can go out and pick it as you need it. So kale pudding. Blood pudding, black pudding, made from blood, from a cow blood on the hoof, as it were, mixed with oats. Porridge, of course, this stuff, and then ale. And the funny thing is that's actually a more nutritious diet than what the rich people had up in the big house, as you would say it. So here we are. This is really good upper body exercise. So there we're getting down to it. And again, maybe at some point in the future, because I have a friend who's kindly offered her editing expertise. So we'll actually start tightening up the production, entirely absent production values of my video channel. 1,000 members now. Thank you very much. Welcome all of you. There's a bit more of the way, waste not and all of that. So here's the last bit going now. And it's a bit of a juggling act because I don't want to waste any of this. I have no idea how many folk are coming this afternoon. You invite 100 thinking maybe 20 will turn up, and occasionally 120 will turn up. We'll find out. So there we are. I've just about got the last that I'm willing to take the time at least. There we are. I'm going to pour that in with the whiskey. And I can sit there for a minute because now, okay, oats are done. Trying to create a mess on the floor. Okay, hand wash that later. I've got that done. So what I'm going to do is I have to sort of play the shortage of bowls and the fact that we're on cut. Oaty goodness. Good. Let that sit for a minute. May I have a tea towel, please, Lisa, very quickly? Do you mind just laying it down there? Thanks. Not very much, just to keep things clean. Okay, now comes the fun part, aka the anxiety-producing part, where I start adding cream to the mix. Back in a second, just grabbing the cream. This reminds me of those TV shows on community TV back in the day. Again, with zero production values, and somebody would be like humming a tune to cover the bridge between one thing and the other happening. Good Lord, I hope that's not, that could be the first guest. That's a bit embarrassing. Right. Okay, so we have to add the cream. Okay, no, we're just going to keep going. So I'm going to pour this in using the back of the spoon. You've seen when I've done this before. Yeah. So, again, I'm worrying about it curdling, right? So I'm pouring across the back of a spoon. If I had a beautiful horn spoon, hey, a beautiful horn spoon to do this from, that would be all the more picturesque, but who gives a hey? Okay. Now, we don't need to see this whole production in real time, but what I'm going to do is with each of these batches, as you see, I'm gently folding it in as I pour in the cream, and as I do each one of these bowls, I'm going to put it back in the good serving bowl. Now, one of the differences I make, as I said, compared to the other recipes, is that I put in a really high malt, a single malt from the west coast of Ireland, or the islands, I should say. I don't use Irish whiskey, although I should try it one time. Very smoky, peaty malt to really bring it out. And the second thing I do is I do some table cream, but I also use whipping cream to richen it up beyond that. So let's take it as given that I've done the whole thing, that I've drunk you a toast. So a good New Year to you.